Ever faced the problem of hard gear shifts on your motorcycle or too many vibrations at your foot pegs to a point that it's almost uncomfortable to ride? Then this thing that I'm about to talk could be one of the major reasons why this is happening. Interested to know and resolve this on your machine? Then stay tuned. See how free this moment is? It was bone dry when we opened this. So there was no lubrication at all inside this lever. So when you have complaints like hard gear shiftings on your motorcycle, no matter how many times you have serviced it at the service center or at a third party workshop, most of the people don't know this. They neglect it. People who are only experienced and professionals can tell you about these things. And that is one of the good reasons why you should follow Room Brothers once again. Welcome to Room Brothers. I hope you are safe and sound wherever you are. Let's talk about a component on a motorcycle that's neglected all the time, at least 99% of the times that I have seen being in this automotive industry for 15 years. And that's foot pegs. I'll tell you why. Now, I have ridden multiple bikes at different cc segments, but rarely have I seen somebody service or maintain their foot pegs. Mostly because people don't know about these things, number one, or they are too lazy or ignorant about these things. That's number two. When you are riding a motorcycle, you are constantly engaging the clutch and brake levers with your hands and the gear and brake pedals with your foot. So all these components are in constant action any given moment of time, irregardless of your speed or where you are riding. If you own an adventure motorcycle, which is the hottest selling segment in India right now, then you need to do this service even more oftenly, because as adventure motorcycles are prone to dust and mud from the terrain even more compared to a commuter motorcycles. For example, let's consider this gear lever assembly where you have the first moving part, then the second one, and then the third one. All these components are working together to make your gear shifts smoother. Now, when you don't lubricate or service all these components which are constantly moving at different times, then you have a bigger problem. Same goes to your brake side as well. This is the left side responsible for gearing and this is the right side responsible for brake. And these two components as a whole are called the foot peg assemblies. Now you have multiple springs, washers, pivot points and screws moving individually but working together to make your gear shifts and the brake smoother. And if you don't maintain them properly, then you have the problem, obviously. So in this episode, we're gonna see how to service or maintain your foot pegs and all the components that are involved in it. So no matter what motorcycle you drive, the KTMs, the Royal Enfields, the Yamahas, the Suzukis or any other motorcycle, right from the 100cc to all the way up to Super Adventure 1200cc or 1600cc Gold Wings, all the motorcycles have somewhat similar mechanisms. So you need to watch this video and learn from it and do the same to your machine. That's what Room Brothers is about. It's about talking and working on our own machines, maybe sitting in the comfort of your own garage or at your homes. So without any further ado, let me show you the condition of these foot pegs and how we transformed it. As always, take your popcorn, sit back and enjoy the ride. As you expect from any motorcycle that's been on the road, we know that the foot pegs will get dirty and will cover in mud and debris from the road. And apart from that, these foot pegs need service so badly. But before getting onto the foot pegs, let me remove these parts like the sari guard and the mud guard, as I need to work on them as well. And since we are modifying, customizing and restoring this motorcycle as a project, there is a whole lot of work and episodes that are going to come ahead, and I suggest you guys don't miss any of these, since it would help you greatly to work on your own machines too. Now before removing any of the bolts, I like to use rust spray or penetrating spray to all the bolts and nuts so that they don't break while removing it. But even though I was so careful with this thing, I had a single bolt break on me because of how bad the rust has jammed in the threads. Take a look at this. The bolt has sheared off at the head flush with the swing arm, and now I had to put extra effort to remove this. And while inspecting, I found the rear wiring of the motorcycle is literally peeling off because of the use of electrical tape, which comes standard from the factory. And that's why I prefer this automotive tape that sticks better and lasts longer compared to an electrical one, which quickly deteriorates and leaves behind glue, which is difficult to work with. So let me quickly wrap this and get back to you guys, and we will get on to the foot pegs. Nice and clean and ready to go. Now coming back to the foot pegs, see how nice and smooth the bolts are coming off without any headaches, slips or breakages. So as any motorcycle, you have a couple of bolts holding the side skirt and a couple of bolts holding the foot pegs. Identify them on your motorcycle and begin to remove it. Now coming to the right side, you have the brake pedal foot peg assembly, which has a couple of extra bolts that you need to remove it before getting onto the foot peg. So let's do that first. Remove the quarter pin which frees the brake pedal. Remove the rear master cylinder bolts. Get the rear master cylinder out of the way, and then get on to the side skirt and the foot peg assembly. All the parts in one frame. Let's quickly take care of the sari guard. I mean, look at this condition, and just like that, dismantled, cleaned and restored. Let's have a last look at the right side foot peg assembly before we work and transform it. I mean, absolutely in a dreadful condition and begging for the help. And with just a snap of the finger, dismantled. Don't worry, I'm going to show all the process while assembling it back, so that you guys don't get bored and to keep this video short and precise. The left side foot peg assembly before we begin to work on it. Just observe the amount of tiny and small parts that are coming out of single foot peg assembly. And since this is a restoration project, we're gonna go the extra mile. First addressing the foot pegs itself, scrape off all the old paint and address all the imperfections. And prep it for the paint. Apply the first base coat and leave it for 30 minutes. Applying the second coat and then leave it for 30 minutes. Applying the third coat and leave it for 30 minutes. Now comes the last part, the clear coat. Apply this and leave it for a couple of hours for the paint to fully cure. Turned out to be very good, much better than the factory finish, and now will last even more longer on the road. Now let's address all the bolts and pieces. I told you this is a restoration project, so we are going all the way in. And if you guys don't want to do this, then you can skip this part, but you can definitely watch it and learn from it. You think you can become a biker just by buying a machine? You must be joking. It takes a lot behind the scenes to become a true automotive enthusiast, whether you love cars or bikes. So my dear new age social media generation, please watch and learn before you call yourself an automotive enthusiast. And now we are talking. Looks nice and shiny. So let me just fast forward the process and polish all the remaining parts. So as we start to assemble, we're going to use all these products: anti-seize, waterproof grease, silicone grease. Yes, these are a bit costly compared to the other products in the market, but these are of supreme quality and will last longer time with better lubrication, and that is what we want on our machines. Take the washer and the quarter pin. This goes in a specific direction. If you are confused, refer the user manual or the service manual. Then place the quarter pin and make sure that the quarter pin is locked in the proper position. Then take the main pedal spring, take the hook and pick tool, just fiddle a bit, and takes a little bit of fiddling here and there, but that's it. Check the spring movement and the pedal movement. Smooth as butter. Now take the brake switch, insert. And while disassembling it, we remembered the exact position and the number of threads. So we're gonna set it to the same. But before we do that, let's install the spring. This is brake light switch spring. And that's it. It's that easy. You just have to get a little bit used to it. Now coming to the footrest or the foot pedal, most of the brands have similar assembly or the mechanism. You have an insert which goes into here, then the pin, and then the quarter pin which locks at the bottom. Unless until you are going for a custom foot peg assembly or an ultra customized motorcycle. And make sure that you lubricate all these parts before assembling. Done with the right side, let's move on to the left side. Now the left side foot peg assembly needs a little bit of lubrication as well, especially these ball joints which are responsible for the gear lever. And I have done a modification in terms of this gear lever pedal because the company with this motorcycle comes with this kind of assembly, which is a basic one, and you don't have any adjustability here when it comes to adjusting the gear lever height depending on the gear pedal when your foot rests on it. So what I have done is I have upgraded to this thing which gets connected using this rod, and you have the gear pedal right here. So you have the adjustment of height based upon your preference of driving style. So these ball joints need lubrication along with these parts. So let's assemble them. And just like that, these ball joints are now filled with waterproof grease which would last longer with better lubrication, and your gear shifts will be smooth as butter. Just look at that movement, very smooth. This is why I tell you, all the mechanisms in a motorcycle, the foot peg assembly maintenance is the least bothered and least cared for. See how free this movement is? It was bone dry when we opened this. So there was no lubrication at all inside this lever. So when you have complaints like hard gear shiftings on your motorcycle, no matter how many times you have serviced it at the service center or at a third party workshop, most of the people don't know this. They neglect it. People who are only experienced and professionals can tell you about these things. And that is one of the good reasons why you should follow Room Brothers once again. Install the circlip, also known as the snap ring. Assemble the gear lever joint and then the universal joint. Now this is the gear lever adjustability that I was talking about. You can adjust it as per your preference. Loop the pin and install the foot pedal. Lock the quarter pin at the bottom, and with that we are done with the left side as well. As you guys have seen, the foot peg assemblies have not just been serviced and maintained but restored as well, which are now better than a factory condition as we have used high quality materials and lubricants. I'm sure you guys have seen. Now without even mounting these onto the motorcycle, I can definitely tell how smooth they are, and they will make the rider feel much confident while riding. So that's all for today, and I'll see you guys soon. As always, ride hard, drive safe, eat healthy, live right and do good. The mantra of Room Brothers. Peace.